There have been many important races in Formula 1. I mean, Abu Dhabi 2021, pretty important deciding a whole championship.
But the championship can only be won by one, and it's going Dutch in 2021!
And there have been so much more. But with the build up to the Canadian Grand Prix this week, I think this is going to be the most interesting and the most important race weekend of the year. That is, unless we have a championship fight at the end of the season. McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, three-way scrap in Abu Dhabi. I think that would be a tiny bit more important than this one. But as of right now, Canada? That's important. Now, why you might be asking, why are you so passionate about the Canadian Grand Prix? A Grand Prix where there have been many important races in the past and many unfortunate crashes in the past. Seems like a championship is brewing up. If you want to see a championship battle, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, I think you should grab a like. Otherwise, it will not happen. A track that gobbles up the driver's right front more than Gorlock the Destroyer probably could. It's a pretty unforgiving track. But the reason why I think it's important, and it's that much more important than any other race we had this year, is the fact that, where will Red Bull be? I mean, this all started from Australia when their car blew up, when Carlos Sainz actually managed to capitalize. But hey, car blows up, not that big of a deal, kind of unlucky, but you know, you move on to the next race. And move on he did, because wins
from pole!
After win.
With victory!
After win.
Max Verstappen wins!
That's what happened until Miami. An assist from Kevin Magnussen and Logan Sargent backed Lando Norris a pretty easy win. But Lando Norris winning on track, Max Verstappen not struggling, actually not having the pace to catch up to Norris. Wait. Is Red Bull struggling slightly? Now coming P2, oh my god, struggling, boo-hoo-hoo. Now coming P2 in a race, is that really struggling? I don't think so, but keep in mind that Red Bull pretty much nearly won every single race last year. For them, I think that is slight struggles. Compared to the 22 or odd second gap that Max Verstappen won the race in Bahrain at the start of the season, Imola comes around and he wins the race by 7/10. What? Lando Norris? On the hunt to win another race back-to-back? Shame it didn't happen, but it was close. Verstappen clearly struggling on the curbs in Imola, signs of weakness. And then Monaco comes around, and there were more signs of weakness. Verstappen crashes in qualifying. Sergio Perez crashes in the race. They're both starting, well, out of position. Sergio Perez, down the grid. Now it's Monaco, no overtakes were made, Verstappen didn't really capitalize on anything, it was just a poor weekend from Red Bull altogether. But yet again, Red Bull didn't win a race. They had struggles in qualifying, struggles in the race, struggles with their suspension, struggles with the curbs. That's something they didn't like. The worst part about all of this is that in Imola where they struggled, in Monaco where they struggled, both of those race weekends, upgrades came for Red Bull, and it didn't seem like they were good upgrades, because, yeah. But just like certain drivers can have some certain fluky races of, oh my god, you won a race, oh, that's a big fluke. Pastor Maldonado, good pace throughout the race, but hey, you know. At the end of the day, it is Pastor Maldonado. Or drivers can have blips in their careers of, crashing every single weekend. Rookies might not be the greatest. And just like all of those blips, Red Bull might be having a poor blip in performance at the moment. And who knows, that might all fix itself once Canada comes around. Therefore, it is the most important race of the season. Because say things don't go to plan with Red Bull. Say, they have another bad weekend. That is, what, an odd 4 weekends in a row where they've been quote-unquote struggling compared to their 2023 ways. Where every single race we get to hear that nice, delightful composition of music of the Dutch anthem. The worst part about Canada for Red Bull is the fact that you also have to use the curbs. You have to use a right amount of curbs. Use it too much, and you're probably going to be in the wall. Use it too little and you're going to be losing so much time. So it's So it's a pretty difficult situation for Red Bull. Now, have they somehow managed to fix the car through setup, somehow managed to fix the suspension, fix the turning in, the understeer that they've been having over the last couple races, or will they struggle again? Will McLaren and Ferrari capitalize? They have been cooking recently, both of them bringing upgrades consistently, and both of them having two good drivers who can actually perform. unlike Red Bull currently only having one. Because in the time where Verstappen is trying to win races and actually trying to do good things for the team, Sergio Perez, most of the time he's in the gravel or in the wall. Now yet again, this might be a small little Euro Perez blip of poor performances in European circuits, but who knows, this might just be the norm of Perez, and on occasions, he has some good, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's two ways to look at it. If either a McLaren car or a Ferrari car managed to win the race, or heck, even have another podium without a Red Bull, I think that kind of signifies that, oh my god, it's not just a little blip, it's an actual championship battle might be brewing up. And this tells us that Red Bull is genuinely struggling and potentially is no longer the strongest team on the grid. And think about it, the fallout. And think about it, the fall off from Red Bull from winning every single race, or pretty much every single race last year, to now not being the strongest car on the grid, like a couple races into this season, I think that's a pretty big fall off. Potentially bigger than Daniel Ricciardo's career. He went from being absolutely great in Red Bull to now, well, whatever this is. And Canada isn't just important for the fight at the top, because there are other teams which are bringing upgrades, other teams which are fighting for positions. It's clear and obvious that Williams haven't had the best start to their season, 2 points under their name or 2 points under Alex Albon's name, because we both don't have faith in Logan Sargent, right? Sorry to say. Over the whole season, they've been massively overweight, and that is losing them like 4 or 5 tenths per lap. And hopefully, with their upgrades in Canada, they can fix that. They can work out their aerodynamic flows and actually make it work. Because last year in Canada, the joy of Alex Albon getting P7, oh my god, I was happy. Everybody was happy. Everybody was rooting for him. Him to hold back Esteban Ocon, Lando Norris, that was impressive. The straight line speed of the car was matching a NASA rocket ship. It was incredible. And hopefully, if they have good upgrades this race, then they could probably change that. They could turn their season around from a sinking ship to something actually good. No longer be P8 in the Constructors, but move up, start fighting the Hasses, start fighting the RBs. Maybe they can finish P6 in the Constructors. But with that, we would need Logan Sargent and Alex Albon, both of them, to score points. And the fact that Logan Sargent hasn't been getting any of these upgrades that Williams have been putting on Alex Albon's car, yeah, I don't think there's much of a chance of Logan Sargent scoring points in a car that is like a second a lap slower than Alex Albon's. So maybe it's time to start trusting Logan Sargent and give him good upgrades, because faith is there for him to score points. He's done it in the past. Granted, it was after 2 disqualifications. But hey, Mercedes are bringing in upgrades, Aston Martin are bringing in upgrades, the two teams which have fallen from grace over the last couple years. Aston Martin last year, the start of the season, they were cooking, scoring podiums here, there, everywhere, and now slowly dwindling down the order. Same with Mercedes, things haven't been the same since that 2021 season, have they? Things aren't going well. But their upgrades this race, that could change everything. Maybe put their team back on a good trajectory and not falling down the order. And you see, the good thing about the Canadian circuit is it literally offers everything that you need. There are slow speed sections, long twisty sections. There are long straights, there are chicanes, there are hairpins, there are fast speed corners. Literally everything you'd want from a track is on that track. There are DRS zones, there are every track. You know what I'm trying to say? There's everything there. Everything can be tested for every single team. And therefore, we can determine whether a team is washed. Red Bull, oh my, are you actually in the mud? Are you struggling that much that you can't win a race? Pathetic. Or we can tell whether it's just a small little blip in the system. And everything that will happen in Canada will tell us whether the hopium is high, whether we can expect another 2021 championship, not with 2 teams, not with 2 cars, but actually with 3. Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, who knows, that actually might happen. Or back to Red Bull dominance. You know how it goes sometimes. And same with all the lower field cars down the grid. It will tell us literally everything we need to know. Anyway, with that said, put your thoughts down in the comments. Whilst you're there, you may as well like and subscribe. Run away one. Anyway, have a safe and fantastic rest of the day. Don't die, because then you can't watch the videos. I'll be sad. Anyway, push.